Thank you very much, Dr. Mafak. I appreciate your restless efforts to push this project forward. This morning, we will have three short training sessions for 1 hour. I will start with the description, how business models develop, how business models fit into existing ecosystems or change ecosystems. Then we will have that break. Then Hayo will talk about marketing and sales issues. And after that, Frank, also from Professional Start, will talk about management and leadership issues. Frank, maybe you can now briefly give more information about the process of today. Please go on. Thank you. Frank? Oh,
I
no.
have to put my
Frank.
audio on. Yeah, I'm now on. So welcome from my side as well. As Horst described, we have 3 sessions. If you have an important question of understanding, and if you would like to raise your question just immediately, please use the chat. Use the chat. We are observing the chat all the time so that you can write down your question there, and we will answer it at once if it's important. All the other questions, please note down on your piece of paper. We have a big Q&A session at the end of this training course, of these 3 trainings. We have 30 minutes time for focusing on Q&A. So at the end we have this Q&A. And you can use the chat for immediate questions you have, and we should answer just quickly. So I think this is everything we can say, and Horst, you can start now.
Okay, thank you, Frank. I will now open my screen for my presentation. I will share my screen. So. You see it?
Not now.
Not yet.
Hello?
Not yet.
Can you see it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
You can see that it's
wait a second.
Going to start, but it's not starting yet. Ah, here it comes.
Okay. Now. Okay, fine. So now I'll start with my short presentation. Hopefully it will be done in 1 hour. As I said, I want to I am Horst Hermann from Professional Start. I own a Master of Engineering. I also had a other activities as well. Here you can see
so Horst, because maybe you have slow internet, you can turn off your camera, for example, just.
Okay, yeah. So is it better to turn off the camera for that session?
Yeah, because you have maybe slow internet connection.
Okay, probably, yeah, I turn it off. Wait a second, I turn it off. Okay, then I share again my screen.
Just on the left side of the screen.
Yeah. Is the camera still on? No.
I can see you. Yes, I can see you, Horst. I can see you, and I see the presentation as well.
Yeah, but it's a frozen picture.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Is my okay. The camera picture is frozen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So,
maybe
today I want to talk about sorry?
Maybe you start again, because this is the 4th slide.
Yeah, but Didn't you hear the first introduction?
Yes, we hear it.
Okay. So, did you hear my introduction, who I am?
Yes, I heard it.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, fine. So then I continue with the presentation. Our focus today is ecosystems and business models. We don't talk about business cases, you know. Let me briefly describe to you some features which are important for ecosystems. Only some. For instance, economies of scale versus economy of scope. In what area of products do I operate? For economies of scale, it is important to reach a critical mass. Platform economy is a typical economy for economies of scale business when incremental costs run to zero. Economies of scale scope is a different strategy. Diversification, broad portfolio, and cost synergies play an important role here. In which market is an ecosystem? Is it B2C or is it B2B? Is it a core market? Is it a niche market? Or how about penetration issues? Value chain, you know. What are the core competencies of players? What is outsourced and what is the price? What are the transfer prices if something is outsourced? So next one. Production is a typical, let's say, feature of ecosystems. How about the supply chain? How about the sourcing strategy? How about the degree of automation? Distribution, your topic. Channels and values, direct distribution or partners, degree of dependency of the partners. You know, are the partners independent from me or independent from me? And relationships, you know, number of players, number of independent players. Is it an open market? Are those players dependent like in a franchise model? These are only some features to describe an ecosystem. Now, if I compare Jordan with Germany, we are countries with little natural resources. And the ability of innovations determines the future of our countries. Now that hints to the story which I'm going to unfold to you today. A society without natural resources relies on innovations, productions, service, and how it can manage changes in industry structures. And this is a history which is already, let's say, this was already known when the famous Karl Marx lived. He says, a modern economy is a permanent process of income. It is never for granted. Also, income is never for granted. Preconditions are always investments, you know. Innovations, and this is Josef Schumpeter, a famous economist from Austria, says, innovations are new products, not only new products, also markets, raw materials, technology, organizations, and structures. Now, if we turn to nowadays, what's happening nowadays? Nikolai Kontradeyev was the one who described certain industry cycles in our world. And currently, he says, we are now, or we interpret his theory that currently we are at the new big innovation cycle, which is called digitization. You know. And the indicators for that, this were also developed from Kontradeyev, are exhausted potential for old basic innovations, high amount of liquidity in the financial markets. We see that all over the world today. Recession or economic changes, although this we see, and social and institutional changes we see as well. New basic innovations are triggering higher productivity worldwide, but this is important at a different scale. Let me show you an example. What is happening in the European companies with the investments into low or zero carb technologies. In Germany, in 2019, 44.4 billion euro investments went into zero carb technologies. In Spain, it's less, Italy less, in France, even lesser. Yeah. But this shows kind of, let's say, what's going on if we talk about zero carb as a new, let's say, type of innovations. Now let's turn to the business models following to this strategy. What is a business model? It explains the income and earning model and its sources and how sustainable the business is. So if you think of developing a business, think in business model terms. A business model, for instance, it describes in detail which services and products will be offered in which markets, scope or scale, value propositions for customers and partners, important for partners as well, architecture of value creation, distribution, unique selling point, and so on. So why us? The business model can innovate or improve existing ecosystems in your country, can combine different ecosystems, or create new ecosystems, which we call generally disruption. And please keep in mind that an idea is not yet a business model. It needs more. A business model can address new platform economy, the old economy, or can link both. Can address, in your case, can address global needs or niche markets or Jordan country-specific needs and opportunities. Think, what can I learn from other industries? What can I do different? Or why should me too, so if I do the same as others doing already, be successful? The strategy of a business model addresses the market position, niche or core, timing, market readiness. Is the market ready for that? The value proposition, why to choose us, technology, market approach. Here I refer to Hayo's presentation later on, and sustainability potential. Is it over-the-counter business or is it a subscription-based business? I have a few business models as examples for you now. I have much more than I have in this presentation this morning. This morning I have an example about health business as new business idea, new business model, big data, process mining, an example for simplicity, data-driven business, digital enablement, an example about sustainability, an example about scale, how important scale is, a FinTech example, and example about university SME cooperation. So this one is the health idea. It's called Faha, a fitness mirror in a large size with a personal trainer behind. In times of pandemic, it's an important tool. It's an interesting tool. It's a monthly live feedback from your personal trainer. The subscription fee, it's a sustainable issue, subscription fee. It's not just over-the-counter business. 93 euro a month. And this whole thing is supported by artificial intelligence. Do you know this guy in front of this mirror who is looking frequently football? This is Manuel Neuer. He was just assigned as a goalkeeper of the year. He's playing for Bayern Munich. He is using this one as well. This is not a advertising picture. It's used from an interview he gave. So business model, big data. I showed it in St. Augustine in September it was 2019 as well. A big data startup, data artisans in Berlin. It started as a research project of the Technical University in Berlin. They invented the technology Apache Flink to analyze huge data volumes distributed to different computers and servers. Customers are Netflix, eBay, Uber, Zalando, etc. This is the team. They started as a team of students, please listen, yeah, and achieved a million exit in 2018. It was acquired by Alibaba. This is the Chinese kind of Amazon, but for large volume traders. Yeah. CEO of Data Artisans. After his PhD, he was a researcher in computer science. His crew is named here. So you can find it in the internet as well. Business model, process mining. Celonis, execution management. Systems by founders. Alexander Rinke was a founder, Martin Klenk and Bastian Nominacher. So they are all Germans. They developed this business in Munich. And they are also now present are in New York. What is the business itself? Core process of every company are running via a grid of hundreds of individual systems. This complexity and fragmented IT landscape limits the execution capacity and harms the performance of a company. So they address the complexity of processes in a company. And what do? They analyze these processes, provide real-time pictures how processes in your company work, and provide proposals for improvement. So example, procurement. They analyze that 90% of your procurement is okay, is well executed. And they analyze to you, for your company, that 10%, as an example, show wrong purchase from which source of which value. So there is a huge, if a company has a huge procurement budget, there's a huge improvement potential, as an example. Business model simplicity, maybe you know this, this hotel chain, Motel One. High degree of standardization, easy to handle, low cost operation. Simplicity. I can also name Amazon as a business model for simplicity. Make it as simple and easy to use for the customer as you can. Digital enablement, personalized shopping from Man, founded in Berlin in 2012. And these are the ladies, the founders here. They created this company Outfittery. And the learnings, the Outfittery is basically dressing men who are not willing to and don't like long shopping tours in the cities, downtown. They created this company who is doing this with her male customers online, and they have the aim to do a perfect fit and outfit to their customers, and the entire issue is basically a joint journey of this company with the male customers to dress him the best style with the best style fitting to this customer, this male customers. Meanwhile, algorithms, artificial intelligence is used here as well. So digital enablement. Sustainable business. There was this guy, co-founding star, Ali Yelfi. So far in Germany, the highest amount of money collected via crowdfunding, a couple of million euro. This guy failed. What do you think? He was selling server hardware. This guy failed. In the first time he failed. What do you think why he failed? Dear students, what do you think why he failed? Selling hardware. Any idea?
Maybe.
Please remember what I said, over-the-counter business versus sustainable subscription-based business. He failed because he was selling this service, and once the server was sold, he didn't have any contact to the customer anymore, and it was basically the customer was after this the sale of the server, the customer was basically lost for him. So his learning was. He was asking for a license fee, 79 euros license fee, to make this business sustainable, to have a permanent revenue stream. And the brand now for this license-based software is Protonet Soul. He decoupled basically, coupled the software, the license with his servers. And how did it go on? He, instead of selling hardware, The new shrink company offers now intuitive collaboration software named Soul. Now, this is the current business model. He understood that just selling servers as over the counter is not a sustainable business. Now, business model scale. What do you notice here? You see a shop. What do you notice, dear students? It's empty. And behind this shop, there's a huge, large bakery in Germany. So it's empty. What was the mistake? What was the mistake of this guy who built this large bakery? And you saw the shop he also built on the left side here. This is the empty shop. He failed to introduce more of these outlets, selling outlets. You know, currently he has this one, and this one. So for the large bakery, a large, huge hall where he makes really good bakery products, I can say, he had only 3 outlets, not more. So he engaged somebody who helped him. And the first thing this person, this consultant recommended to him was expand your network of outlets. And that's what's currently happening. So this is a business model for scale. FinTech. Deposit Solutions, Hamburg, Germany. One of the few FinTech unicorns we see in Germany. There are not too many. They created an architecture for open banking, a marketplace for deposit products. Deposit products, so means where people can hunt for at least some interest for their money. I'm aware that in the Islamic culture, interest is forbidden, but not in our sphere. Banks can also integrate their IT architecture with deposit solutions into their. They can integrate the IT architecture of deposit solutions of this company into their own IT architecture. So that means deposit solutions can sell on their own with their own brands, as you can see here. With these brands, Interest Pilot and Savedo, they can sell their idea for deposit for interest hunters in the market themselves, but they can also integrate their architecture in the architecture of the banks, and the banks can sell this product, deposit solutions. And I know from one of my banks, Deutsche Bank, that they offer products of deposit solutions. Next one, university industry SME corporations. There's this big data startup, Data Artisans in Berlin. I mentioned this already. This is also an example for industry SME corporations. I mentioned it already. Another example for university industry corporations is Professor Günther Schuh. He was awarded with the Energizer of the Year. He was a professor or is a professor for production techniques at Rheinisch-Westfälische Technische Hochschule Aachen. So it's a technical engineering university in Aachen in the western part of Germany. He was able to successfully combine research and education and business development. He developed a small car, e-car with electric drive called Life. He received for this one 3,200 orders. Now the story did go on. He founded with other mid-sized companies. He founded a company named Street Scooter in 2010 for research and development and with other research institutes, and with Deutsche Post and DHL. So with the freight forwarder of Deutsche Telekom, you know. They acquired this Street Scooter company in 2014. And Deutsche Post and DHL are using these cars today for delivering packages and mail to the customers, purely electric driven. And here are some other examples how these cars are used. So from the development went from here, small cars, to this world. Now, the latest development is a simple small car, but much more sophisticated from October 2019 onwards, which is developed also in this factory. And it's the price for that one is around about 12,000 euro. Prior to the pandemic, Corona pandemic, we had their plan was to sell 50 cars per year, and long-term objective is to sell 20,000 cars per year. So this is a high, let's say, a very high potential example for industry as a B corporation, maybe specific to Germany because we have a well-established car industry, but still it is a very good example for how using universities and industry can cooperate. Venture capital comparison. Now let's see, have a look at Europe. How much venture capital is invested as a percentage of GDP? And Germany is not in the leading position here. Finland is in the leading position, UK, then Denmark, France, Swiss, and Germany is only here. So other companies in other countries in Europe here are much more, let's say, progressive or aggressive by allocating venture capital and percentage of the GDP into new markets. Let me give you some examples. Some examples in Germany now again. Venture capital which went into the health sector, in health startups. You remember this mirror I showed you in the beginning. Worldwide, no, not Germany, it's worldwide, sorry. Worldwide volume in 2019, according to US dollar, $1 billion US dollar, 1,900 million went into workflow for hospitals, investment in digital health startups. Imagine startups, 2.7 billion US dollar went into patient empowerment, 1.7 billion went into wellness, 1.5 went into research, and 1.2 went into personalized medications, and the others I don't name here. So you can see what's going on. You please remember that about the contradictive cycles, Here you can see what that means in practice, what money is going into new areas, into new digital business, only in 2019 and only in the health sector. Now, I was talking about changes in industry structure, and so far I'm very proud of Germany, that Germany so far until today was able to manage changes in industry structures. And I show you only one example here. This one is a historic picture. This is a railway station, one of the big knots in Berlin, and this is an old picture of this big knot, how it was. Let's say the beginning of the 20th century. 28 people were working there only to manage the rail system, And currently, what do you think? Who is currently working for the railway management in this new established system in Berlin? I can tell you, zero. Nobody is working to manage the rail system there as a person. It's only done digital and via remote monitoring and managing. The only people who are working here are people for security and in the shops. That's it. So this is an example, a very small example, what it means, manage changes in industry structures. Okay, let me show you another example how ventures can drive changes in the industry structures. This is a picture from Handelsblatt, and it shows average investment per year in billion US dollar. Investments in billion US dollar went, most of it went into autonomous driving and e-mobility. You can see here, plus 96%. Next one, in new aero technology. So developing new technologies for flying. Yeah. There are some interesting ventures also using e-mobility for flying. Plus 289% money flow from 2014 to 2019. This is this column, and in 2020 it's the orange column. Unbelievable, you know. Micromobility, not that much money, but also the increase is 43%. And interestingly, I was very astonished to see this one, business travel management. We all believe that traveling has come to an end or almost zero during the pandemic time, but this is probably the case for many business trips, but also for private trips. But at the same time, plus 112% money was invested for business travel solutions for management. Interesting. So these are huge amounts of money who flow. Please remember the contradict. A huge of money flows into other business models which are changing industry structures. Action. So now it comes to the actions we would like to trigger jointly. What are the most ecosystems in Jordan currently? Dear students, what do you think? Please tell me. Give me some examples. Are you still with me?
Yes, we are.
Yes. Good, great. What are the current industry systems, ecosystems in Jordan who may wish to be supported by you or waiting for innovations from you, from your side? Pull approach. I call it pull approach. If the industry is looking for industry or customers, retail customers are looking for new solutions, looking for help, this I call pull approach. So they pull from outside of your university, they pull and asking for innovations, for ideas, for business models and products. What could be the current demand of the industry currently? Yeah, in Jordan, here in Jordan. Is it agriculture? Is it tourism? Is it the construction sector? How can other ecosystems in Jordan be improved? Maybe not replaced, but improved. How about power supply, fertilizer industry, oil industry? I know that you are doing some oil processing, with oil from Saudi Arabia, just as an example. Further examples. How about your infrastructure in the country? How about renewable energy? How about manufacturing systems engineering? Manufacturing plants? Please think about the Celonis example, process mining. Is there improvement potential? How about healthcare? Please think about the examples about the investment examples in healthcare, what I show you worldwide. How about finance? Well, example given mobile payment or others. How about textile industry? Just as examples. What is happening in your industry? So please think beyond your university scope and campus. Think in industry terms. Yeah. Now let's turn to what I call push approach. So what is happening in my current environment, in my university, in my area, in the university research? Yeah. Look at this research and technology with a different view. Sorry, I need to change that. Which research or ideas are in the funnel? This is the funnel. This one is the funnel. Normally used for customers acquisitions. I use it for this chart as well. And out of 4, maybe 1 can change things in the market, change the market approach of a company or whatever. Now, which technologies and research in your university are having the potential to impact an ecosystem in Jordan? So, remember what I said earlier, which one can make a difference in Jordan? Yeah. So action here, these are the different researchers, and this one can lead to a business model. Push approach. I go on with push approach. What technologies are currently dealt with in your university? Is it big data? Is it the sensor business for IoT? Is it transaction business? Is it robotics? Is it artificial intelligence? Just as examples. Yeah. What can you do with that? Can you do digital transformation in certain ecosystems, in certain industry areas in your country? Can you change production technology? Can you change water management in Jordan with your ideas? Can you do something in security? Can you improve customer experience of the retail business in your country with IT, with digital solutions? Can you change the way advertising is done or improve it? Are you doing research with new materials in terms of energy or in your waste management? These are only a few examples where I would like to encourage you to look at the research results in your university with different eyes, with different view. And please keep in mind that as there is very seldom a silver bullet when identifying or judge business ideas or models. It is always a kind of long journey or longer journey with some changes before your business idea and before your business model will have the final impact in the market. But please keep in mind, the speed of knowledge increases. It's always increasing. It's like hell. Technology development is faster than one can imagine. Please notice what's going on around in the world. Yeah. So I need to say, be fast. If you've got good research results, better use them fast instead of waiting, because others don't sleep. They may have already first ideas, first prototypings in the market. And why do I say this? You need to make your judgment whether you want to be the impala, which is hunted, or whether you want to be the lion, which is hunting. So here, with this one, I end my presentation. I stop this one, and I'm back, hopefully, with the moving pictures. So this is the end of my presentation. Any questions to this one?